The Forum Boreum smelled of damp stone and cattle dung. Beneath its open sky, 3 pairs of armored men stepped into a makeshift arena. They were not soldiers, they were slaves, trained to fight to the death, not for glory, but to honor the dead. This was 264 BC, and Decimus Junius Brutus Scave had just buried his father. To mark the occasion, he staged what the Roman historian Livy later recalled as the first recorded gladiatorial combat in Rome. This was not yet a public spectacle. It was a funeral rite, what Romans called a munus, a duty, owed to the deceased. The combatants bled not for sport, but as a solemn offering. Yet this private ritual, rooted in the Campanian custom of human sacrifice at tombs, soon took on a different shape. In southern Italy, especially in cities like Capua, these bloody rites had already begun to change. The Samnites, Rome's former enemies, had long hosted warrior duels during feasts to the dead. Over time, ritual killing became ritual combat. The death itself became less important than the struggle. It was, as the Christian writer Tertullian later observed, the spilling of blood for the sake and satisfaction of the dead, but one that increasingly entertained the living. By the late 3rd century BC, these duels were moving from funerals to festivals. No longer confined to mourning ceremonies, they appeared in Rome's growing roster of ludi, games sanctioned by the Senate. Initially religious in nature, the ludi Romani were held in honor of Jupiter, often during times of crisis. The Senate, fearing divine wrath or seeking divine favor, would vote to fund them, making the games a matter of state, not private grief. This transition from familial ritual to civic performance was subtle. By the end of the Republic, temporary wooden arenas gave way to stone amphitheaters. What began as a somber rite in a muddy forum had been absorbed into the Roman state, codified, scheduled, and publicly funded. And so, with each drop of blood spilled in the sand, the state itself was writing a new kind of law, one not inscribed in tablets, but in stone.